Okay, this is a narrow belt sander, continuous feed sander. And of course, the belt brings the pieces through under this 9-inch belt. It's all run on hot air pneumatics, and it's been a great machine. And it doesn't have a very big footprint. It does a great job. There's a sweet story about this machine. My dad was a great supporter of mine. He made money in the manufacturing business, and he would come down each year and give my brother and I up to $20,000 sometime. But before he started really making a lot of money, he bought me this machine. And it has, you know, it's just the work that this machine has done, and this machine's like 40 years old. And the work that this machine has done and the money it's made for us, it's just a marvelous machine. And the belt has got an air action over here, and what happens there is this little air cylinder right here rocks the top drive back and forth, which what that does, it makes the sanding belt go back and forth. So by going back and forth, it doesn't streak the wood. It gives a perfect sanding job, and you can put a 40 grit belt on this thing, and it's almost as fast as a sander, a planer. But it's only 9 inches wide, so but it was just unique in the toy business. Now I'm going to set this machine up to run, so you won't be able to hear a lot. That's the conveyor belt going there, so I'm fixing to start rocking and rolling here. And I'll also cut the big vacuum fan on so it doesn't leave any dust. Okay, this is a regular 14-inch Rockwell Delta bandsaw. Been a good bandsaw, and we overpower every machine. If they tell us they need a 1.5 horsepower, we put a 5 in there. That way we never have any trouble with the motor. So this machine, it's done a lot of cutting, and it's been a great saw. These are all specialty sanders, and of course, in toy making, you have to be able to get into small spaces. They all have to be sanded, and these variety of specialty sanders that can get into hard-to-get places. Now, this is an interesting drum sander right here. It actually has an air balance in it, and you can adjust the pressure on this balance to where it does the edges, and it takes all the handwork. And this, of course, is a flutter sander. It gets up into these hard-to-get places like that, and it's also a great sander. So that's basically the mill work, and it's not. It's really basically 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 major machines. That's all it is. All right. Thank you. Machine works of the toy operation. The bandsaw, the lathe, the CNC router. When we come over, we see the big straight line rip saw and the table saw set in sequence with the cutoff saw. And then as we come around the room, the material would move to the big edge belt. And then, of course, you got finished product there. One time the millwork was 100% of the process. Now, the finishing of the toys is almost, it consumes as much time and labor as the total millwork. Here's where you're doing the final drilling, and of course this right here is a silk screen operation. So we've got a real nice back assembly room and store. This is where we dip everything. Luckily we've never had the result to spraying, but this is about a 20-foot chain, and it keeps a man from walking. We have the little switch here that cuts the chain on. Of course, we got the off racks over here. When we're really running a lot, we use this off. But the way this chain works is you got your gear drive right here, and then of course up here you got your motor running the gear drive. It's got a big horsepower motor. You never have a problem with that. Never have a problem with any of this. So then you can automatically dip. Comes up, comes around. And then of course we got a safety switch, cut-off switch back here that cuts it off. Alright, so over here we're doing dyeing operations where we do dye hardwoods, and we've got all the different dyes right there. So that pretty well wraps up this finishing operation and the particulars of how we dip and those kind of things are part of the art of toy making. All right, thank you.